My beloved child, listen carefully. Something is moving in the unseen, and it has everything to do with you. You may not see it with your natural eyes just yet, but the winds of my spirit have already begun to blow. I am shifting the very atmosphere around your life, and though your senses may hesitate to believe, your spirit already knows. There is a stirring within you that you cannot explain. That's me. That is my movement. That is heaven breaking through. You have walked many years, haven't you? Decades filled with tears, laughter, trials, and faith. Some of you have lived long enough to watch generations come and go. And in all those years, you've trusted me, even when things didn't make sense. I see that. I remember every whispered prayer, every lonely night, every burden you refused to drop because you believed I would answer. And now, my child, the atmosphere is changing. The time you have long awaited is unfolding even now. I do not delay without purpose, and I do not forget the faithful. Though the world may overlook you as age bends your body and slows your pace, I do not see you as forgotten or finished. I see you as seasoned, ripened, and precious in my sight. For what some call old, I call anointed with wisdom and endurance. You have remained when others gave up, and for that, I am honoring you now with a divine shift that begins in the heavenlies and will touch every part of your life. Yes, the shift has already started. Did you not notice the subtle lightness in your heart recently? The tension that once pressed against your chest is beginning to ease. Where once there was a deep fog of uncertainty, a soft clarity is forming. That's not your imagination. That's me. My spirit is clearing the air around you, brushing away the remnants of despair and discouragement that have tried to camp on your soul. This is not coincidence. This is the orchestration of heaven in your favor. I have assigned angels to war over you. They have been dispatched to push back the darkness that has loomed too long. Even in the quiet places of your home, even when you sit alone in your chair, I am there rearranging the spiritual climate, clearing a path for what is coming next. You see, before I send the miracle, I shift the atmosphere to make room for it. I cleanse the space with my presence before I pour out my promise. And my promise to you is not forgotten. For years you've carried it, maybe tucked away in the back of your mind like a memory too sacred to speak aloud anymore. But I remember. I spoke it to you when you were young, and I have not changed my mind. You thought perhaps it was too late, that maybe your time had passed, but I do not operate on human clocks. My timing is perfect, and your waiting has only deepened the beauty of the miracle that is coming. The shift in the atmosphere is my signal to you. It's time. Time for hearts to be healed, for relationships to be restored, for physical strength to be renewed, and for prayers to be answered in ways you could not have imagined. I am not just adjusting your circumstances, I am adjusting the spiritual current around your life. I am removing old lies, strongholds, and barriers that have stood in the way. I am preparing a landing ground for my power to move. You may feel unsettled at times, like something is different, but you can't explain it. That feeling is not to be feared, it's to be welcomed. It's the sensation of change. Your soul is beginning to breathe again. The heaviness that weighed you down is lifting because it no longer has permission to remain. I have spoken, and when I speak, things shift. Heaven responds. Hell trembles. Nature itself realigns. Even the people around you may sense something different. They may not understand it, but they'll feel it. Conversations may begin to change. New doors may quietly open. Old ones may suddenly close. Don't be alarmed. These shifts are all part of my divine realignment. I am bringing you into alignment with my will in this season, and that requires me to first rearrange the environment in which you live and breathe and think. Do not resist this change, even if it feels strange. Embrace it. Lean into it. Speak with me daily, and I will guide you through every step. You do not walk this shifting ground alone. I am right beside you, hand in hand, heart to heart. I am not just changing the weather around you. I'm shifting the very soil beneath your feet, that it may become fertile ground once again. You may say, "But Lord, I am too old to begin again." And I say to you, Moses was 80 when I called him to lead. Sarah was beyond childbearing years when I brought forth laughter from her womb. Simeon and Anna were well in years when they beheld the salvation of the world. I have always reserved some of my greatest works for my oldest servants. Age does not disqualify you. It qualifies you for a glory that only comes with endurance. So, my dear child, do not grow weary in this moment of transition. It is sacred. It is holy. You are standing at the edge of something new, and your years have prepared you for this. The atmosphere around you is my canvas now. Watch what I will paint upon it. Watch how I will move the clouds and bring forth the light. You are not forgotten. You are favored. And so I say, be still and know. Know that I am your God. Know that I have begun a good work in you, and I will be faithful to complete it. Know that the shift is not random, but right on time. You will soon see what your heart has believed all along. I am not finished with you. I am just getting started. My child, you have carried so much for so long. I see you. I have always seen you. Through the years of silent endurance, through the long nights of questions without answers, through the moments when you smiled for others but wept when no one was watching. I was there. I was beside you when the weight settled on your shoulders. And I am here now as I begin to lift it. Do you not know that nothing escapes my eyes? That not a single sigh from your soul goes unheard? You may have become used to the heaviness. You may have even assumed it was part of who you are now, a companion that aged with you. But I am here to tell you, that burden was never meant to stay forever. It served its purpose in your journey, but now it must go. I, the Lord your God, am lifting it. Let me speak plainly, because I want your heart to receive this fully. The pain, the regret, the guilt, the sorrow, it is being lifted. The bitterness that settled in your bones from years of disappointments, the anger that hid beneath your prayers, the shame that you never dared to voice aloud. It is all being pulled out of you now by my hands, gentle but strong. I am not only a God of promises, I am the God who heals the years the locusts have eaten. You have worn grief like a second skin. Some of you have buried spouses, children, friends, even parts of yourselves. You've carried the weight of memories, some too painful to recall, some too sacred to release. But now I say, give them to me. You do not dishonor the past by letting go of its pain. You honor it by stepping into the healing I offer. I created you to remember love, not to be bound by loss. The tightness in your chest that you've explained away as age or anxiety, that's not just biology. It's the residue of burdens you've held too long. The tension in your back, the heaviness in your spirit, the fatigue that greets you in the morning. It's not only physical, it's spiritual. And I am reaching into the deep places now, into the parts of your soul you thought were untouchable, unreachable, unhealable. My spirit is penetrating there, even now. I never meant for you to carry what I alone can bear. You thought you had to stay strong for everyone, for your family, your church, your community. And you did. You were strong when others faltered. You prayed when others lost hope. You gave when you barely had enough. I do not overlook that. But now I say, rest. It is your turn to lean on me. Not as a last resort, but as a child returning to the arms of a loving father. This season is not about proving your strength. It's about receiving mine. Yes, I know the world around you often moves on too quickly. You may feel left behind, forgotten, even dismissed. But in my kingdom, the elders are not cast aside. They are elevated. You are the pillars of faith, the ones who held the line. And for that, I have a special grace reserved for you. Not just to comfort you, but to restore you. To restore your joy, your vitality, your hope, your laughter. Do you remember how you used to laugh without fear of the future? I am bringing that back. Do you recall the sense of purpose you once felt when you woke in the morning? I am reigniting it. The burdens you carried for your children, your grandchildren, for your community, they are being placed on my shoulders now. And mine do not grow weary. My word says to cast your burdens upon me, and I meant it. This is not poetic suggestion. It is a divine command. Because I know what those burdens do to a soul. They weigh you down until your spirit forgets how to soar. But you were made to rise. Even now, in the later chapters of your life, you were not created to drag your feet in survival. You were created to walk freely in my spirit. So, breathe deeply, my beloved. Let go of what was never meant to remain. The guilt over mistakes you made as a parent? Give it to me. The regret over opportunities missed, words unspoken, wrongs unrighted. Hand them over. I can redeem what you think is lost. I can bring beauty from ashes, even decades old. I can restore years in a moment. Nothing is beyond my reach, and I am not asking you to do this alone. My spirit is with you, even now. Feel that gentle warmth settling over you? That's not your imagination. That's my presence, resting on you like a soft mantle, lifting the layers of sorrow one by one. I am replacing the weight with peace, the burden with rest, the sorrow with comfort. And I will not stop until you walk freely, unencumbered, unshackled. This lifting is not temporary. It is not an emotional moment. It is a divine transaction. What you surrender, I remove. What you release, I redeem. And what you let go of, I replace with something better, something eternal. My peace, my joy, my strength, and yes, my promise. So don't be afraid to weep as you feel this change. Your tears are holy. They water the ground where new hope will grow. You are not losing yourself. You are finally finding rest in me. The years ahead will not be heavy. They will be filled with a lightness you forgot was possible. This, my dear child, is your inheritance. Not burdens, but blessings. Not sorrow, but strength. Not despair, but destiny. For I, your God, am faithful. And I have not brought you this far to leave you burdened. I have brought you here to lift what you could no longer carry. Now walk with me, light of heart and firm of step. For the weight is gone, and your miracle is closer than ever before. My beloved, listen to me now more closely than ever before. For I am not only lifting burdens, I am rekindling what once flickered faintly within your soul. Hope. Not the shallow hope that wavers with circumstances, but the eternal kind. The hope that stands tall even when the winds howl, the kind that anchors the soul when the storm will not pass. Yes, that hope. I know that for many of you, hope has grown dim. Time has passed. Prayers you whispered decades ago seem unanswered. You have seen others receive their blessings, and quietly you wondered if I forgot yours. You tried to keep your faith strong, but hope, that delicate thread, sometimes unraveled. And though you kept praying, your heart whispered, maybe it's just too late. But I tell you now, it is not too late. I have not forgotten. I have not ignored your cries. I have not turned my face from you. In fact, even as your hope began to dim, I was drawing nearer still, waiting for this very moment when I would speak life to what you thought was dead. I am rekindling your hope, not with empty words, but with divine certainty. For I am not a man that I should lie. When I make a promise, I keep it. And the promises I spoke over your life, even in your youth, still stand. They have not expired. They are not too old to be fulfilled. You may think time has disqualified you, but I say, time has prepared you. Hope does not come from wishful thinking. It is born of trust. Trust in me. And when trust is coupled with faith, miracles are made manifest. You wonder how miracles come to pass. They are not manufactured by effort or earned through performance. They come through faith. Simple, sincere, childlike faith. And you, my beloved elder, still have it within you. Do you remember the first time you believed me for something big? the fire that burned in your spirit? That was not a phase. That was the spark of divine partnership. And I am fanning that flame again. Because what I am about to do in your life will require you to believe, not just with your mind, but with your whole heart. I am asking you to hope again, to open your heart once more. Yes, even after the disappointments, even after the closed doors and silent seasons. Because I am not the God of broken expectations. I am the God of redemptive outcomes. I take what has been lost, what has been delayed, what has been buried, and I breathe new life into it. Faith is still the bridge that connects your reality to my promise. It may feel fragile at times, but I assure you it is stronger than you know. It is built on my word, not your emotions. And my word does not fail. You ask, Lord, how can I believe again after so much time has passed? And I answer you this, because you are still alive. You are still here. And if breath remains in your lungs, then your purpose is not complete. That stirring you feel even now, that's hope reviving. That's my spirit moving within you, stirring up the embers of old prayers and telling them to rise. You see, miracles don't always come the way you expect. Sometimes they arrive disguised in the ordinary. Other times they come at the 11th hour. But they always arrive right on time, my time. And if you'll allow me, I'll show you how to believe again. Not with the weary, guarded heart of someone who's been disappointed, but with the tender, trusting heart of someone who knows their Father is faithful. Do not be afraid to hope. Do not silence the voice within you that still dares to dream. That dream I placed in you was not a mistake. It was not a cruel tease. It was a seed. And sometimes seeds take years, decades even, to break through the soil. But when they do, they bloom with beauty that no one can deny. I want you to start expecting again. Yes, expecting. Not in fear, but in faith. Expect the door to open. Expect the healing. Expect the phone call, the breakthrough, the provision, the peace. Expect the reconciliation. Expect the impossible. Because with me, all things are still possible, even now. You've seen many seasons in your life, haven't you? Some have been harsh, some have been sweet. But this next season, this one I am leading you into, will be a season of fulfillment. And hope is the key that unlocks the door to it. I am calling you to pick it up again, not with trembling hands, but with confident faith that what I have spoken, I will do. Do not let the world tell you that you've passed your time. I am the one who holds time. I restore time. I redeem time. I resurrect what seems dead, and I am doing that in you. Right now, in this very moment, my spirit is breathing on your heart. Feel it. That stirring? That's your hope coming alive again. That's your spirit remembering what it's like to believe. So trust me. Walk with me. Believe again. And you will see the miracle unfold, not because you earned it, but because you dared to hope when everything around you said not to. Because you believed me instead of the voice of discouragement. Because you trusted in my character, not just my timing. I'm not only lifting your burdens, I'm restoring your dreams. I'm not only answering prayers, I'm reigniting your faith. I am not only bringing miracles, I am renewing the very bridge between your heart and mine. And that bridge is faith, grounded in hope, anchored in love. So rise, my child. Stand tall in your spirit. Look ahead with fresh expectation. For I, your God, have never left you, and your miracle is still on the way, closer now than ever before. Now, my beloved child, the time has come for you to walk, not in circles of waiting, not in weariness of wondering, but into the very promise I spoke over your life long ago. The promise you held on to through seasons of silence, the one you wept over when no one saw, the one you thought might never come. That promise is now awakening before your very eyes. Yes, now, you must understand I am not a God who teases. I do not give glimpses of a future just to withhold it indefinitely. Every word I have spoken over your life has been etched into eternity, and I do not speak in vain. I said I would do it, and I meant it. You have endured the long night, and now I say to you, the morning is here. The promise is no longer just a seed buried deep in hope. It is now coming forth, full and visible, and it bears my name. You are not too old to see it. You are not too late to receive it. You are right on time in my divine plan. Others may have written you off. The world may have labeled you as finished. But I, your God, am declaring that your appointed time is now. This is the chapter where fulfillment meets faith, where tears turn to testimony, where the years of waiting yield the joy of answered prayer. Walk with me now, not as one unsure, but as one deeply certain. For when I bring my promises to pass, I bring them in fullness. I do not deliver half-finished blessings. I do not provide halfway miracles. What I start, I finish. And what I have begun in you, I am now completing. You will begin to see it, yes, even now. Open your spiritual eyes, and you will notice the subtle shifts becoming clear manifestations. The conversations that once ended in confusion now end in peace. The closed doors you stopped knocking on are swinging open without your effort. The people you once thought lost forever are coming back into view. This is not chance. This is me. This is the fulfillment of my word. Remember when I whispered to your heart in the quiet moments, when you had no proof but still believed? That was not in vain. That belief built a foundation that I am now building upon. I am constructing something solid, something glorious, something that will stand as a testimony not just to you, but to everyone who sees your life. Others will look and say, surely this is the Lord's doing. Because what is happening now cannot be explained by age, effort, or coincidence. It will be supernatural. It will be personal. It will be undeniable. And you will know it came from me. But hear me now. As you walk into this promise, do not walk in pride, walk in praise. Remember the journey. Remember how far we've come together. Remember the nights when you had only my word and yet still chose to believe. Let your gratitude be your garment. Let thanksgiving be on your lips. For I have done it, and I am not finished yet. The manifestation of my promise will not just be one moment. It will be a season of renewal, of harvest, of celebration. I am restoring not just what was lost, but what was delayed. I am redeeming time, relationships, finances, dreams, and destinies. I am giving back more than you ever thought possible. For I am the God of abundance, and I love to bless those who trust me, especially in the waiting. You are stepping now into the place I prepared for you while others doubted. You are entering the fulfillment that angels watched over, that prayers watered, that tears fertilized. Every sleepless night, every weary sigh, every whispered plea, it was not in vain. It was all part of the process. And now, the promise. Do not be surprised when things begin to align with ease. That is what happens when you walk in divine timing. I am placing people, opportunities, resources, and wisdom in your path that you will not have to chase. They will come to you, for I have ordained them. What once felt uphill will now feel guided. This is my hand at work, and you are walking in it. Even now, your body may feel the wear of years, but I will strengthen you. I will give you the stamina needed to enjoy the promise. I will quicken your spirit, refresh your mind, and give you fresh joy, not just for receiving the promise, but for living it. You will not just see it, you will experience it, savor it, and testify of it.